entry to this one side. You have no panel, historical panel on the street. So, just behind this gate, you can see a large building is a church, and you have a better view on the poster on your left. This is the Saint Peter Church. We still call it like this, but we don't use it as a church since the 1805. It's the most well conserved church from the Romanesque style. A Romanesque style we can recognize from there because you have regular stones, white or gray or dark if it's dirty, and the building is a long nave with a transept, and from the entrance you have a bell tower. The problem of this church is nowadays in work because we are going to renovate the museum that is in since 1805. So that's a good point. The negative point is we damaged a lot the building in the 19th century because, I can say honestly, stupid guys used the church to put engine and to fabric motors and machine during the Industrial Revolution. But it was a church. So we destroyed some of the arches and the main structure of the nave. Then we lose a little bit about the collection that we used to have on that part. So nowadays in the museum, and it will be ending the renovation for 2027. But ladies and gentlemen, who are his friends, so things take time, and then they said 2027 it will be 2020. Things take time and money. And usually we have a little panel when you see the companies that work on it and the price. Also now we don't have the price, but it's million. In fact, we have some walls in front of your ship and you buy the city garden. They decided to create another park on the river for the ship. So to bring more people in the end. They asked to the inhabitants if they are okay for this project. More than an hour were not agree, but they made it. We asked just to be polite, but we do it because money is important. They just said that thanks to you, the city of Vienna is more alive. Someday, to be honest, most of the shops are closed. At least some cafe, bakery in the main square. But at least it's not because we have more tourists that you make the inhabitants more happy or doing work every time, everywhere. But at least they do it. Now, so you have seen so the picture on the left hand side. And right there, so we have the Boulevard of the Republic. And if you look into the buildings, you can see on your back some windows missing. So we still keep it the corner of that windows to the symmetry to have a regular facade. But in the 19th century, there is a lot of taxes in France, like today. And one of them, it was about the windows and the doors. More windows you have on the facade, more taxes you pay. And when it was the Renaissance, more crossbar windows you have, so they separate and create full little glasses, you pay for more amount of taxes. So some of the owner of the building decided to cut off the windows on room that don't really need it, or a storage, or sometimes a room. So I don't really know if there is still an apartment behind this wall, but usually they just keep it for the symmetry. Or just on the corner, they painting fake windows. Just whether depend on. Tell me.
The church,
Yes.
it's burned out.
It's just dirty.
It's dirt.
Yeah,
That's just
it's
inside.
inside it's all, I just saw like pictures, but we still have the column and the arches, but we don't have any more decorations, mosaic or painting, which is green and dirty.
Did I understand you earlier to say that they used it for manufacturing, that
Yeah.
they used it for as a factory?
As a
Yes,
factory,
they
Probably.
use as
so
a
that's
factory,
when.
but in the meantime, they rebel to not to don't let the building fall.
But they took out the mosaics.
Yeah, they took over most of the that we have in that museum are now in the storage house until the museum is done.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they protect the things. Because to make this museum, it's a man called Julian Schneider, from the Alsace region. He was passionate about the Roman times, and he decided to collect in his life several statues, icons, sarcophagus, and before to leave this town, he offered his entire collection to his maker. So we made the museum thanks to him. And from the corner on the right hand side, you can already see the Saint-Maurice capital. So the capital built between the 12th and the 16th century. So 400 years is nothing to build a building. Really short. But the thing is, we are going inside and we will see the two seal, the Romanesque, and the top, or the sacred seal.
You might be right. I think that's a resale shop. It's cute.
It's tight. Just gonna make a little. At the seam, it just makes it a little open.
I take light, and I see some dice with a bottle of whiskey, wine, and that feels really well. And it was
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do this one.
Oh, but
make
oh,
my
I think
sour,
so. There's even another little piece of fabric right there.
Oh, yeah.
same line of the other ones.
Okay.
I was like, I was so much energy before to go to the festival in town because there is different concert place in the city of Lyon about jazz, disco, electro music, but finally I go to no one. Now we are in front of the Saint-Maurice capital. So you can see that the side, the towers are really clean, new, and the central portal is dirty. The thing is, we have money to renovate the side between the 19th and the 20th. It's not only the congregation that has to renovate it, they ask the help of the state, the religion, and also private donations. Because that church is belong to the state since 1905. That's a lot of influence. So at some point, to find money to renovate a building to be easy when you are a famous woman like Notre-Dame of Paris. In a couple of minutes or hours, to have money to rebuild a church. But for that one, 20 years. And about 4 million euros to rebuild the tower, to change so at the basement we have some marble and change also the limestone. And just not take a brush and to cut the powder. Or something more. And we also change the stainless steel inside. Then about the symmetry, normally we have a element for the colors and also the main one. You see there is a balcony and this element is broken. About another time the Protestants, they decided to looting the facade in the 1570s, and the statue of Samarina was on the balcony, fall down at the foot of the steps. And we never rebuilt it, I think for money reasons, and we still have these broken elements. Then when we look into the arches, we have some statues missing. Over time we decapitate them because for the Protestant they are iconoclasts. So for them, having images that talking about the Trinity, the Christ, or just the Bible is too much. To really be a good prayer, a good children of Mary, you can just listening the prayer on Sunday, reading the Bible. And the thing is, nowadays, it's still using, but less and less people come to the church. Just on Sunday after the Mass, that actually, I see maybe maximum of 15, 20 people that go on there. And it's the most important building of the city. But until the French Revolution, we have an estimation of more than 100 churches just in the city center. Now, only the church and the Saint-Maurice Chapel. And if you're ready to, climbing the 29 stairs, join. And you see this popular that they don't go down. Otherwise, let's so we asked the citizen to choose the draw for the next to the stairs. Welcome inside the Saint-Maurice Cathedral. So first we can look to the side and see all the stained glass from the 19th century. We made it in that style because the previous one were destroyed all by the weather conditions, about the ball from the snow, and they just make some bigger pool, and also by the lack of interest about this building, because we completely abandoned during more than 2 centuries. So that's the reason that this cathedral is dirty.
using the people like to personalize the. They change at some weeks the place of the painting and the bed. And there is no real origin about each decoration. But if you need it, linking some families that taking care of the building or maybe participate to the renovations. But there is different colors where we still have some painting with cross, and statue. So where we used to be on the middle of the nave, we used to have a facade, a Romanesque facade. We destroyed to extend the building because in the Middle Ages we used to have more than 100% people that came into the church. So we need more spaces. We can say that now is very too much for the people that came to the service. Around the wall we have some tapestry, 6 tapestry, Flemish one from the 16th century that came the study of Saint. And some of this, I didn't tell you who did this, but he was a Christian. You have to follow this. You have to